As I suspected, 32 flavors.
What? That's my opinion!
Go. Hi everyone, how's it going? Friday Night Comic Shop Talk. This is episode 26. We're gonna keep it nice, simple, fun. We're gonna talk Superman. It'll be, just we're gonna celebrate him because this week it was not so celebrated, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna celebrate him. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be excellent. I see Mr. Christian Delorme. Hey y'all. D Bud Martin. Hail everyone. Iron Kessler. Mike's muted. Resolved. David Serta, no volume, and hail Nick. What's up, David Serta? Iron Kessler, D-Bud, Christian. Nice to see all you guys. Yeah, I barely cut it close with this one. I've had an insanely busy day, but it's okay. We're here. I've got a few guys all up in here in the chat with me. Am I still muted? Someone in the chat, let me know if I'm still muted. Do we hear me? Hopefully we're still good. Anyways, we're bringing our guys. Mr. MVP.
There we go. Now I was muted that time. How's it going, man? Thanks for having me on as per usual. It's been what a week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And we'll vent a little bit about it. Normally this is a stream panel that we do where we keep things like 97% positive, but every now and then we gotta have a moment to vent, and I feel like the guys on the panel here will agree with me. This will be one of those where but we won't dwell on it. We'll get to the good stuff too. So there's a moment for that. But hey, dude, as I would just want to get out of the way, like I'm so sorry about earlier this week. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. I'm just sorry about the thing. Like, I'm seriously, like, I was so mad about not taking out that path. Because, like, I'm not, like, a big, like, horror junkie, but the horror stuff that I like, I freaking love. Yeah. So, for that, it actually, I hated that I missed that one. I hated it.
I mean, we definitely missed having you there, brother. But no worries at all. Life stuff takes precedence. Like family takes precedence always. So we would have loved to have you guys there. But if for chat or anyone who's watching this on the replay, I did a great little review of John Carpenter's The Thing for October Halloween season. And it was a great little review. And man, Brightest Day, he is well spoken and knows his movies, and it was just a really cool opportunity. So we were bummed we couldn't have you there, Nick, but like I said, family always comes first, so I understand.
Oh, well, thank you for being understanding. I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming on here. I see Mr. Father Christopher Miller says, so you're streaming the great and powerful Gary is online. Well, that's the beauty of this, because Gary will be done in a few minutes, because Timcast usually, I'm on Central, Timcast usually goes 2 to 2:15, so I know they're going to wrap up, so I try to cash in on that moment. I see a Liger fan in the chat. Hail to you, sir. Nice to see you here. And Anonymous tipped me for $5, says, let me buy you a beer, my good man. I will be joining you shortly after work. Cheers. I wonder who that may be. All I know is they bought me a beer and they said after work. I don't know, but I'll gladly take beer money. I love beer.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, so good. All right, we got two other guys here in the backstage that are just ready and waiting to get on here. First of all, we got the legendary Clobbering Times.
What's up, buddies? Nicholas.
Hey,
hello, sir.
Hey. Max.
What's going on, man? Great to see you.
Great to see you guys. How you doing?
I'll let you go first, Max.
Clobby, it's I'm hanging in there, which is hanging with you guys. This is kind of what I was looking forward to. So yeah, as far as how I'm doing, I'm hanging in there, but I appreciate it, man. I'm looking forward to what kind of stories we can pull out tonight, because I think that's what really matters. So yeah.
Absolutely. Father Miller, Liger fan, Eincaster, what a D Bud brother, the man of mine. You got a great chat in there, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm in great company right now. Ella Gablis. Yeah, I wanna second this comment. Gary was great in Timcast IRL, but it was mostly Tim blah 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 stuff. I really thought Gary was very effective, and yeah, that is. I think I wonder Tim has like ADD, and that's not saying he has like a disrespect disservice, because I like Tim Pool as well. Even if I don't agree, what I respect is that he is a genuinely hard worker, and he does like. He's at least trying to be like a substitute, if not complete replacement of legacy media. And he tries his best to at least report the news. So regardless of how I feel on certain opinions, I'll give him credit for trying to at least report, the closest thing to get to factual news on this modern age. He's one of the closest we can get. And I feel like that should definitely be at least the one thing almost anyone can respect about him. But yeah, Gary's killer. It was awesome to hear him being on there. And it was also awesome seeing a lot of people from the FNT Geeks and Gamers stream on full force. But before I go elaborate on that, I see Cold Era here saying, Nicky boy. I'm going to bring in Pablo. We'll talk a little bit about that too with Gary. So we got the man from Midnight's Edge in Espanol and of Geekropology fame, Mr. Pablo himself.
Pablo.
Howdy ho.
Never gets old.
Never fails. Yep.
What's up, everyone?
Oh, dude. Nice to see you, man. How's your week been?
Today I found out a friend has passed away. Actually, the friend that showed me Doctor Who. He was the one that introduced me to the series, to a lot of comics. He was a Spaniard living here in Ecuador for, I don't know, for some reason. And he really knew his comics. He really knew his science fiction. He had a lot of crazy opinions, but it was really fun to talk to him, and I'll miss him a lot, man.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. No, I'm glad you could come on here. Still stick it out for that, because you definitely did not have to. But thank you for coming on, and hopefully, maybe we'll talk about some fun stuff and make you hopefully think good things about him, whether he is or he's not connected to Superman or not.
Right.
We are talking about what he loved,
Oh,
comics,
well, then that works perfect.
Yeah,
Good.
so he had a lot of opinions on Alan Moore and on the movies. And
I have a few of those myself on Alan Moore.
No, I posted on Twitter today that he said once that the Watchmen movie was not different enough from the comic, and his movie that was perfect as an adaptation of Alan Moore work was Before Vendetta, because instead of trying to make it basically frame by frame redux of the material, try to tell a cohesive story in the time that the movie had. And they transported a lot of the energy and a lot of the message of Alan Moore without basically destroying the material by trying to do it exactly like the comics. So for him, that transformation was needed to not ruin the original.
I agree with some and disagree with a lot of that, but especially on V for Vendetta, which I think kind of they did leave out a lot of the meat of Alan Moore's story. It's a good movie, but they actually kind of reduced it more to like a popcorn film with a little bit less, it had more substance than Watchmen did. But I think you can, Watchmen was slavish really only in visuals. It really deviated from his story as much as anyone would have wanted it to, if you are for not adapting something faithfully, and it screwed the pooch doing that.
Hail, Courtney. How you doing? All right.
Well, Courtney.
And Mr. Christian here, ever so generous and kind as he always is, another frequent supporter of the channel. Thank you, Christian. That he confirmed that he was the one behind it all. It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
To be continued, Pablo, Global Geek Gang. You and I shall discuss that next week. About that.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. So yes. Anyways, so obviously we're air out our grievances right now. Earlier this week we had an obvious thing happen in the world, and for me, that obvious thing happened, and I call it obvious because it was just another thing to catch headlines until the next thing that catches headlines. Because no one's going to talk about this in another month. That's just the
Yeah, I'll
truth.
be gone by then.
Yeah, and for me, I'm at a point where I'm so desensitized to it that not only does it not bug me, to me, if we're gonna, I'm gonna be in the whole realm of two can play at that game. If you're gonna really do this, go all the way with it. You're already you've already gone down the absolute shithole with this. Why don't you absolutely just do your worst and actually the fact I'm actually accusing DC of doing a cop out. If you're gonna do this concept of Superman and gay, you know what it tells me? It tells me that they're too chicken shit to do Clark because they knew that the blowback would be too severe. They knew if they did John, they could at least it would be very minuscule at best. They knew that, and that's why they're not doing Clark. That lets them deep down inside they want to do Clark, but they don't have the balls to do it. They don't.
Well, look at DC right now. We have Aquaman, which is Aqua Lad, and he's I believe he's a bisexual black teen. We have Yara Flor, who's the new Wonder Woman, and she's Latinx. We have Batman, who is, and I'm blanking on his name, Lucius Fox, who is another
Lucius' son, right?
Yes, thank you,
Luke
Lucius'
Fox.
son. And so these are their new characters in the Justice League, and now we have John Kent. Because, like you said, Nick, they don't have the guts to actually make Bruce Wayne. They don't actually have the guts to make Clark Kent all these different things that they want to push.
No.
If they did, they would do that. But they're introducing all these oddball kind of characters that aren't Wonder Woman, aren't Bruce Wayne, or So I agree with you. I think. I don't think they're brave at all for doing this.
No, they're not. If anything, this is the opposite of stunning and brave. Once again, as what Dean Cain said on Louder with Crowder a few days ago, you can maybe make a decent argument if it happened in the 90s at best. Sure, I can maybe concede to that. I probably would. But this is them saying deep down inside, we're gonna put on a front saying that we're taking a bold leap, but deep down inside, they know in the bottom of their lack of a heart that they're not. That they're going to do this and put on a front, and it's nothing more than that. Like social justice and like all those other phobes and is and isms that we're accused of, it's all a front just to put on a signal, and that's all it will ever aspire to be. Nothing more, nothing less. And I want to give a nice shout out to Dark Shadow Logan. We also see Mr. Grant Gregory as well, Punk Waddle, and TZ Canadian jumping over from Gary on Timcast. Excellent. Thanks for jumping in, guys. I don't, obviously in a perfect world, I would want this type of thing to happen, but it's one of those things where if you're going to you're already going down the hellhole. If you're going to do this, just come on, do your absolute worst at this point. That's how desensitized I am.
Dude,
go ahead, Pablo.
The thing is, they didn't need even to go all the way. I will relay something that 3 friends of mine have contacted me to say to me exactly the same thing. They showed me the new Superman kissing a boy picture, and they started, what the hell's going on? What the hell is going on? What is this? Because one lives in Venezuela, the other one lives here in Ecuador, and the other one is a migrant in the United States, but he was born here in Ecuador. So the 3 of them was like, dude, what the hell is this? And basically what the Venezuelan told me was America is an the other F word country. That is what he said, and he was like, this is impossible. Every single hero now is gay. Every single hero is this. Every single one. Why the hell is this? What happened to America? Did they lose their balls? And I was like, what can I tell you, man? Hollywood has lost its balls, and
and then some.
And I don't necessarily think it's the inherent like inherently that it's. I guess what I'm trying to say is like I don't think it's inherently wrong to have those characters in canon with
let's
DC.
have
You know?
every single one. That's the
but
point.
every single one, and then also like why are we changing the canon of these specific ones? I remember watching a gentleman who is an African American male who served our country. I believe he was in the army, and even he had posted something like, I don't want to see that in my Superman. I want a brand new character that I can maybe relate to or something like that. And also, like you guys were saying, it's just for virtue signal. It's not actual for virtue.
Also,
and it just shows that they have no creative outlet anymore. But sorry, go ahead, Pablo.
Also, the way they say it is Superman is, and they are not even is bisexual. They are saying Superman is attracted to men in the media around the world. That is the message. Is not the son of Clark Kent. Is not in any way he's from the future. No, the message is Superman likes men. That is how they are saying it to the rest of the world. So there's no way that the message is not gotten correctly by people, so they are angry.
Well, even though it's Jonathan Kent, I keep hearing from people who don't follow this stuff. Oh yeah, sorry, Superman is gay now. Well, they use bi as that's some sort of it means it's gay. And I have to tell them no, actually that's his son. Nobody knows about his son. They just think that's the story. The people who are seeing this out there in the media, the normies, if you will, they're just seeing it as they heard Superman's been turned gay. That's what they hear.
Yep, that's what they hear.
That's what stirs everything up. Okay.
Yep. Well, that was
they said Jonathan Kent. It wouldn't have any kind of effect. They're saying Superman's son.
That's why they need to do Superman.
People only hear Superman when they say that, right?
Yep.
And they went out of their way to age this character up to do that, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. That pissed me off so bad. That was a Bendis move.
They've been planning this for a while. Like, I'm pretty sure they probably said, we need this to be years ago when Bendis came on the story, we need John to be aged up because this new agenda that we're moving with in 2021, like they've had, like you said, Klobby, they've had this planned for a year at least so that they could finally say, because, now that actual Clark Kent, they had to get rid of him, as a father figure. And once he's out of the picture, and in, I believe it was the Superman Son of Kal-El issue 2, where Clark literally tells John, he goes, this is your world now. I can't take care of it anymore. And so he literally just hands it over to him. I don't know if you guys saw those panels.
So stupid during that small panel. He says, I didn't do my best because this is not my world.
All right. Before we go on to these comments, I want Liger fan has been very vocal, and I want to respond to him because he's got a lot of good stuff to rip. Serious question: is the Fortune story for John Kent any better than terribly written backup story Tim Drake? I haven't read those, so I couldn't tell you. That maybe someone in the chat can answer that for him. And then he said, without having read the story, I'd say that it does seem like bandwagoning on top of Tim Drake, and I don't think Taylor is the best writer for this because he's not good. Looks smug as fuck on CNN. Oh, of course he was on CNN. A fake writer on fake news. I mean, you can't get any more fitting than that. If anything, that kind of it's one of the few things in the world that actually makes sense. So I'll take it for what that's worth. And then Cold Air wrote Gender Bendis. And then, I don't know, Bendis changed a thing between John Kent and Bendis. Ugh, we don't need that. And then Ironcaster, yes, I did see EVS's video. He went to some and said, no, that was a great video by EVS. It was a great video. It's good to see that. And that shows you once again, I'm starting to see it's good once again, regardless of how you feel about Tim Pool. Tim Pool is start understanding culture, and he understands we need to link up with people who are more liberty-based minded, and linking up and celebrating this type of culture is what's something we need to do because, yes, politics is downstream of culture, not to turn into a whole political thing.
That's true.
But he at least sees that these are important things. And Daily Wire, along with Tim Pool, recognizes this. And because even Michael Knowles, I watched a video with him, he said, and this is something a lot of, old school, hard, what's the word here? Career conservatives, you want to call them, or rhinos, whatever you want to call them. They don't understand culture. A lot of them don't. And Michael Knowles said, like, they may not care about the culture, but the culture cares about them. And he couldn't be any more correct about that, because we all know who took advantage of that. And we saw, because of who took advantage of that, they're the ones in power now, and we're feeling a lot of the effects from that. And also shout out to Man of War 665, Neighbor of the Beast, and Shellback, TJC, and Mr. MVP. So, guys, let's take a look at fake meaning fake.
Well, I just want to point out, look at this smug smile.
I can't stand looking at him.
He thinks that he is the best fucking thing. Like, he just thinks that he is God's gift to the world right now. And what's really frustrating is that he even said himself in that article, he was like, it would be a disservice if we had another white male savior, Yep. What do you think he thinks he is right now? He thinks that he is the white savior to the woke Twitter mob, and it's yeah. Go ahead.
Look at the headline right there. It's wrong.
Yeah, because it's not. And you'll Klobby, you'll get a kick out of this, because listen to what this news reporter said. He has no idea what's going on. He's so confused. Nick, you want me to go ahead and
go ahead and play it. Go ahead and play it. And I see Infuriator, what's up? And I'm sorry, Grant Gregory, that he's part of your kind. We know you're not like that. And hail to that 70s rock fan. We know we like our Rossies. We love our Rossies. We know you're
Lightning,
not like
all
this
those
guy.
guys.
Yes, we love all of you guys out there down there in Australia. Much love to you guys. All right, carry this video on.
All right, let's do it.
New Superman, Jonathan Kent, will be bisexual. Kent, the child of Clark Kent and Lois Lane, will explore his identity and other social issues in the new comic Son of Kal-El.
Do you think you might need to pause this every few seconds, or no?
Behind it all, and a New York Times best-selling author.
Do you think you'll need to, just because of the whole? I don't know if CNN does one of those claims, or do you think it'll be fine because it's a news outlet?
I can if you.
Mama Susan. We are good, guys.
Hey, Turk Longwell, what's up? Keely Chow, man, hell yeah, you guys are killing it coming in here. What's up, guys?
How's it going, guys?
I guess that's the advantage of not having FNT at night.
There we go.
All right. Anyways, I'd say like every 10 seconds.
Okay. Yeah.
Pause the video just in case. Oh, there you go. Here you go. You need a that's his rock fan. You pause this. That makes me want to throw up.
Well, we have to get off this image before it makes me throw up too. So
yes, carry on.
All right, we'll do every 10 seconds.
Author Tom, it's great to meet you. I'm a little bit of a comic book junkie, so I appreciate you.
No, you're not.
Us. Tell us about
No, you're not.
Superman and his friend Jay Nakamura. What?
Yeah, not Superman fan. Whatever.
No, not.
Yeah, you're a comic book junkie. Yeah, shut up, dude. No, you're not.
Sure, well, their relationship, if you've seen the pictures today, is obviously a close one.
Obviously a close one. Yeah,
let's pause that real quick. Let's talk about this for a few seconds.
Yeah.
A close one. Let's see. This Tom Taylor guy is the same guy who writes Injustice Superman comic book. So right off the bat, I know he writes Evil Superman. He endorses that.
Yeah, he's an
also contradicts himself with the whole white savior, because he's literally being the white savior on here as we speak and show this. And I saw, even though we can't see it because of the logo, under it, if you take that logo out, he's wearing the rainbow Superman shirt. So it tells you everything. And once again, not a disservice to those who are that way. It's more of he's only wearing that to chase clout, because that's all he's doing. He's a clout chaser. He wants the headlines. This guy does not understand Superman at all.
Let me tell you this.
Yes.
You have people that are actually into this, and they are, let's say, the material for this. Okay, this guy Tom Taylor is one, Tom King another. They fit the bill. Then you have the traitors. You have Quesada. You have Bendis. Those assholes sold us out. They know how to do their job. They just don't want to.
Well, the other thing, like you said, like you guys said about chasing clout, I mean, this article is only popular because it has the Superman logo. So Tom Taylor just tweeted out another one today of issue number 7's cover because people literally forgot about him within 2 days of his or 3 days, right? So he had to post another cover, and this one is of Superman holding up signs and protesting. And we can pull that up later if you guys want to see it.
And that's based on an old Justice League cover too.
All right, before we do, to answer Turk Longwell's question, what he's going to talk about is, here's the thing, Turk. I don't know how often you pay attention to the patterns, but this is a short-term signal boost that will not be remembered in a month from now, and then they're going to repeat the pattern by turning another character into the next race, gender, sexual.
Yep.
It's a thing that they're doing, and they try to get it. They try to catch headlines, get blown up to a point where, and then once it runs out of steam, they'll repeat the process. And as I stated in the beginning earlier, I don't think you were here earlier, but just for clarification, on this Friday Night Comic Shop Talk stream, normally we keep it mostly a positive thing, but every now and then there's a moment where we gotta let some feelings out, and this is one of them. And we will still get into the good stuff. That's a promise. This is just something that needs a little bit of discussion right now. And before we carry on, Mr. Grant Gregory here for Grace 69 says, this smug motherfucker has the nerve to call himself 1, a comic book writer, 2, Australian, and 3, the way they cherry pick the tweet is gross. I've never been more grossed out by a creator's attitude to canon and a fan. He does not understand Superman. Mr. Grant Gregory, that was your comment alone was way more worth more than the money. But thank you for that. Anyways, I appreciate that. And hey, to Brightest Day. What's up, buddy? Thank you for coming in here. And yes, here's a fire part. Okay, I said I was gonna play a video, but I had to mention this. This is what I looked into. Ironcaster said issue 1 sell well. Here's the twist. It's already on issue 4 or 5, and issue 1 didn't sell well. Issue 1. So this issue might gain a few copies, but 99.2% of those people who will buy this issue for the sake of headlines, that 99% of them will not come back for issue 5, 6, 7, so on and so forth.
That's right.
They were not. They want to get that copy for validation. They want to get that copy to, go on Instagram, take a photo of themselves, saying, look, I got the book, but they're not going to come back to support the story in general. They're supporting the headline because it's $4 cheap that won't affect them at all. But as far as investing long term, they don't support longevity. Most Wokies do not. And hell to Tehillim 29. All right, MVP, let's watch this video.
Absolutely.
This Superman is not Clark Kent. I do want to make that clear from the get-go. This is John Kent, who is actually the son of Clark Kent and Lois Lane.
Dude, I will tell you who is gonna buy these books. Foundations to give away to children that are supposedly into this.
Mm-hmm.
That is the way they will sell the first issue, the second issue. At the third issue, you will see a heavy decline because those motherfuckers can only do that kind of campaign for a little time.
I think it might also be collectors, Pablo. Like collectors are going to buy this.
Oh yeah, they will.
First issue, definitely. Second issue.
Well, that's a fight. This issue will be the 5th issue and comes out. It's already 4 issues in.
Right, and this one doesn't come out until November.
This is the 5th issue that's going to happen, or 6th, 5th or 6th one. This is when they basically what they did was they promoted this now, and the issue comes out next month. So they spoiled the issue in advance to chase headlines.
And this allows people to order it on FOC as well, so that they can actually order 50,000 copies, and they're gonna be like, oh, it's another King Spawn, and it's like, well, no, it's for spec, speculators.
It does the same of having a rare cover, rare variant. Or does
I'm sure there'll be a bunch of variants.
Yeah, they'll variant the hell out of it. That. We don't even have to question that, guys. We know it's going to happen. They're going to variant the hell out of this. Once again, this is a smart, short-term marketing campaign. You get the variants, you get the headlines, you get the collectors and the what's the word here? It slipped out of my tongue. Speculators. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's going to be left in the dust, and nothing will be in the wake to remember this from. And here's another thing. Even let's just give them a hypothetical bypass.
In the chat.
Hypothetical bypass. Not boss with a donkey. You're killing me, not boss. That was hilarious.
Hey, Nick said that the only way that DC can go all out is if they really go all out. So doggy variant is next.
Yeah.
Doggy Style will not be all out. Will be all in.
Yes. No, it will be absolutely all in. Here's another thing. Besides, I'm telling you, as I said earlier, if you're going to do this, just go all the way with it. Here's another way they could go all the way with it. They're so confident in this to not chase headlines and not be a pandering. Why don't they just let the book come out without the promotion? And then let it be spoiled old school way where you actually have to read the book to see the reveal or the surprise. Nope, they didn't want that. They wanted people to get them to talk about this particular con, which once again shows you this is all they have. And speculators equals Mr. Nick and seen by it.
Because if they let it go organically, it'll be a fart in the wind. Now they're gonna get a little bit of noise.
And they'll get Yeah.
Speaking of farts, Klobby, I mean, this Tom Taylor's sniffing his own farts right now because he is just like I said, his smile throughout this whole interview, he just thinks that he is God's gift to the world. Unlike Superman, because Superman is actually humble and knows that he is not God's gift to the world. So,
well, he's a better person than you. He's wearing a rainbow S.
Yeah,
you're right. Actually, he is better than me.
He's better. Yeah. Person.
I can bet he's sniffing something. Farts, maybe not. Maybe something more.
Bionic.
Bionic belly button. You came in at the perfect time. Wonderful part. Yes, you seeked in at the perfect time, and you guys are killing with these variants. The fisting.
Oh no!
Issue 69.
Oh my god.
Hey, let's hope it doesn't last till.
Hey, you guys are on the roll with these variants. Keep the variants and the hilarious coming while we get by these next 10 seconds of this clip.
Yeah, let's go.
Why? Why did you make this decision?
He didn't.
Why did I make this decision? Well, when I was offered the gig to have a new Superman and a new Superman #1 for DC Comics, that's a very big thing. And I think the first...
they've never done that before.
Corporate
one.
So groundbreaking.
You didn't make the decision, dude. You may have been your idea. I don't know, but an editor okayed it. You don't okay anything.
You were given a post-it and you did as told.
2 cups variants.
Oh
no.
Chat, you guys are killing it tonight.
God, you guys with these comments in the chat. Oh my god.
Yes, that's what we need.
Man.
We want Tim Drake in this too. Where's Tim?
Oh wait. Oh dude. 2 issues, 1 variant. Oh my god.
So did they age up Damian to match his age since they were the same age?
No, they didn't.
What?
And you know what's here's the thing. When the Rebirth Initiative came out, I was actually a big fan of the Super Sons book that Peter Tomasi did. I was a big fan. It was a very heartfelt, family-driven story. And they didn't have some big lurking arc that translated to the bigger picture. You could read it on its own without having to read other books and just simply enjoy it with its fun. And you got to see 2 kids who are trying to live up to their dad's success, and they really wanted to work together. Obviously, you see them fluggle just off of being teenagers, and they played very well off each other chemistry wise. Because John's he's the Boy Scout boy. He doesn't want to step out of line, whereas Damien's the rebellious punk rock equivalent kid, where he's I'm just gonna go out at night. Who cares? But I'm gonna take you with me. It was a great dynamic, and it was a fun book. It was fun seeing them get into trouble too, when their dads caught them, stuff like that. it was a fun book. And then Bendis came along, and well, then not only did Bendis come and tear apart Superman, he decided he'll age up John, throw him in Legion, and then this. So like, as soon as Bendis came in, everything that was good about John Kent just went straight to freaking hell.
He destroys everything he touches, first of all. But yeah, a lot of people like that. I can't read modern DC, but a lot of people that I respect like that series.
That was one of them.
Very well loved, and I can't tell you how many. I can relate because I've lost so many comics. As soon as I was loving them, they got ruined by idiot revisionism or whatever. Yeah. And as soon as they brought in Bindas, it was.
Oh, look, he's got a Super Sons cover. Tehillim right here. He's got on his avatar right here. That is, that's the Super Sons cover. Yeah, I have the trades of that. I even read those like when they were the floppies. It was just a fun story. Even their one shot that they did when they did the collaboration with DC and Hanna-Barbera, it was the Dynamut and the Super Sons. That was the one shot. Go ahead.
Let me ask you something, okay?
Yes.
If Superman has the Fortress of Solitude, does John Kent has the Closet of Solitude?
Yes.
I think that's a yes. Yeah, I'd agree.
Yes, I'm sure he does.
And this comment. Go ahead, Max.
No, I wasn't going to say anything. I'll probably get the video taken down if I say anything.
Okay. Well, no, Ironcaster has a great comment. The Super Sons just going out to get a tree for Christmas. Yes, that's the thing. That it really it was just the heart in this story altogether was just wonderful. It was just it was one of those stories where you read it and you felt good. In the day and age of deconstruction, obsession, it was nice to have a story not just be hero, but celebrate the element of family and friendship, but it just feel good. That is it's like a unicorn sighting. When you saw something like this, it was a unicorn sighting. It seems like we have some quite a bit of Super Sons fans here in the chat. Yeah, I was one of them guys, man. I was with. I read that.
Might as well be.
Bionic Belly Button. You want the vodka. Drink the vodka, and then Mr. Alexander Vidakovic just saying hi. 4:30 a.m. out here going to work. Have a great. Hey, dude. Good morning to you, man. Thanks for coming by here. I appreciate that. I know you're in Serbia. I think he's in Serbia.
Wow.
Nice to see you on here, dude. I haven't seen you in a while. I guess let's continue this clip, and then we'll pause a few more times, and then we'll get on to the good stuff.
Sounds good.
question I had to ask myself was, what should Superman represent today? New Superman. If you're going to make a new Superman, what should that look like? And it's
how about truth, justice, in the American way? I mean, that's what his father, respected, right? But that's not, that's not what we're doing
Stop
here.
myself from a big bad joke. Thank you. I was going to say truth, justice in the. That was the name of a certain city way.
I thought you were going to do what Razor Fist did. Did you see Razor Fist's video? He called truth, justice in the American way.
Yes, that was good.
I had a certain city in mind, but go ahead.
If you guys, the Razor Fist video of rejecting modernity and going into pulp, if you guys want some good video, if you guys want a good video, watch that. Pulp is the future. So
I'm starting to think so. I've been listening to the Shadow audio, and not only does he have a great voice for the audio, I'm on chapter 11 or 12, and he really fits. He captures the mood, the atmosphere. He captures even the voices of how they sounded way back then. He got the mobster voices. He does the accents too. It's so crazy, and you can tell he's really committed to. And what I like about his commitment, he's one of those guys where he'll have his moment to rant about these things, but he'll also have a solution to it as well. So Razor Fist is not only just a god-level ranter, but he's a god-level man at providing a solution to solving a problem.
If you are going for pulp, you can just go for Mandrake. That will make me really happy. Or you can go for the Phantom. That will also make me really, really happy. So pulp is the way, please.
I love Doc Savage myself.
Right, maybe that's the future. I see an awesome one in chat, and Brett Cohen, hello. But isn't pulp? That comment, yeah. No, I agree. Tehillim, I did this. all the time. I reread that story. I was all about it, and because Tom Taylor looks very like, oh, don't we? Alex Jones deserves better than that, Ella. But you're hilarious, so. And even Mr. Grant Gregory says here, "I'm not American, but it should be truth, justice, and the American way." Look at that, my man, Mr. Grant Gregory.
Agreed.
Love that guy. Seriously, such a guys in the chat. Mr. Grant Gregory has a channel, and he has some funny ass videos. So I'm just gonna give that man a shout out because his videos are entertaining as fuck. So please sub to Mr. Grant Gregory here. He's great. He's awesome. And he's someone you should be paying attention to because let's just say he's got that in with some group called Geeks and Gamers. I'll leave the rest to you guys. Anyways, let's carry on.
All right.
Struck me as it would be a real opportunity lost if we had Clark Kent replaced by another straight white savior. So
Why?
Here's an opportunity.
Straight white savior.
What? Why is that? So yeah, like we said earlier, Tom Taylor, just replace Superman with yourself because you're the new straight white savior. Yeah.
Yes. What a racist. He's a racist.
Wait, this man is straight?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't assume. Maybe I shouldn't assume. That's my fault. I'll hit play again.
To create a Superman who could represent a whole new group of people. And I think that was one that we had to leap on.
And we'll be addressing modern.
He identifies as a black ballerina. So it's all okay.
Does he realize he's a white guy? How do you know people? You guys at these comments in the chat are so funny. Don't tell him that John Kent is white. See, this is why occasional venting is good, because when it does happen those rare times, we have moments like this where we can laugh about it all together.
No, seriously, thank you guys, because this stuff can get bleak, especially when, like, you know, you've got publishing issues, distributing issues, comics that are $10 now, and now all of our characters being changed. So thank you guys for making us laugh, because this stuff can be bleak, like I said.
Yes.
Dude, that smoke smile is a smile of, oh yeah, I'm still a virgin.
Yeah. That's it right there.
And yeah, Keely Chow. Yeah, go ahead.
Like the climate crisis, like refugees. The last issue has just been arrested attending a protest, trying to stop the refoulement of.
So yeah, I think you just asked what modern topics is he going to be covering?
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, right.
He does 45 minutes of hard time, is how he puts it. But as
go ahead, pause it.
Powerful.
Oh. I'm at the point where I laugh at it because of how stupid it is. Like obviously the chat is killing it with these hilarious comments, but it's just like, look, you see this guy with the smug face, knowing he was hoping to do this out of spite, and I don't think it. In my opinion, I think it didn't work because for the comic fans, they know it wasn't Clark Kent. A. B, the normies just see it as Superman is gay, and what he wants is the outrage. We just see it as, oh, yeah, you did another dumb move. Okay. And we're just going to laugh at you.
Yep. And a huge portion of the normies at this point are getting in the fan side. Why? Because this is the kind of stuff that you don't do. You don't mess with Superman. Even if you are doing evil Superman, it's not as offensive as just trying to corrupt Superman in a way for, trust me, in the USA you might be real chill about that, but if you see Superman is huge, for example in India, right? So in India there's people that has Superman as a name, literally.
You guys are, oh my god, what's up, Philbo? Oh my god, this comment. I'm laying the first I see is this tool on the screen. Yep. And then Shell back here is Grant Tupper gonna be helping you with the live. Oh, you guys.
Honestly,
this chat is awesome tonight.
Dude, okay, let me ask you something. how many people will go to Italy to buy Chinese food or to buy Mexican food? How many people will do that?
Zero?
Yeah.
Not many.
Why do you think around the world people will go to America to buy something that doesn't resemble American at all, right? Be it comics, movies, food, whatever. We go to America because American stuff used to be good, used to be a sign of quality, a sign of something that we wanted to consume. And right now, that is no longer something that we want to consume. And we are still hungry for the old America, but not for this. We don't want this.
Mm.
Indeed.
Yeah, that means a lot coming from you, man. Because we're not really sure how this gets transposed onto other countries, other cities, other whatnot. So I appreciate you saying that.
Well, don't forget Fenrir's from Africa, and he says out
That's
there
right,
they call it truth, justice, in the American way. In Africa, and obviously Pablo's told me before how big of a deal Superman is down there in Ecuador. So it's not like this is just an America exclusive thing, despite what certain powers that be like to tell you. This is, dare I say, a several countries wide thing, and then some.
Yeah,
I'll just reach for the
absolutely.
fences, say, and then some. For real.
He has resting smug face. Good on.
I like the reporter too, how he's just like, yeah, please keep going. Tell me more.
He's just a fascinating guy. They're going, God, I believe the reporter looks so bored. He's like, yeah.
Am I getting paid? I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Then this comment here,
And
take
yes,
back
so
the line.
This is one of the things for him. He is trying to work out who he is as Superman, who
No,
he
he's
is
not.
as John Kent. And so us as the writer and everybody at DC Comics is watching him go through.
I think, like you guys said earlier, like there's a way to do this story, and it's not to just blatantly just go, all right, here it is. With Injustice, it wasn't as disrespectful because you at least had some story behind it, but
Yep.
yeah.
Jesus,
Oh
sorry.
no,
Sorry.
a soy latte.
Oh, I know. These
Islington girls
comments
killing
are.
it,
Oh, these comments. No, these guys. You
What I
guys aren't holding on. You guys are the line with these comments. Thank you.
I can't prove you wrong on that one, Ironcaster, because we'd both be wrong.
Clobby, when was the last like I was thinking about this the other day. When was the last good series? Like I'm talking 25 issues minimum that you remember reading. Or like story run.
Of any comic, you mean?
Yeah, of like the last one that you probably read.
Astro City. It's the only thing I kept reading after I stopped buying comics on a regular basis. Kurt Busiek's Astro City. Sorry, Nick. I should probably never mention again, but it's one of the greatest comics ever, and I stuck with it to the end. It's the last comic. It's a comic I never stopped buying until it ended.
Wow,
everything else
nice.
I dumped, and it wasn't even as good as its original run. But a mediocre issue of that's better than anything on the stands. Well, when it was being produced, it ended a few years ago. Ended in 2018. Kurt Busiek's Astro City.
Looks like we got
last year, and I did a whole stream raving about it. It's to me, it's probably even better than Alan Moore's take on superheroes, and I'm an Alan Moore fanatic. That series has the best take on the superhero idiom and superhero tropes of any comic ever written. And I'd take anybody on that one.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. Yeah, for all you people listening, check out Astro City then, because we're hurting now in the modern comic book era.
Backtrack on it. Yeah.
No. Man, do we want to go more, or should we just wrap this part up and just give our final thoughts on this and then carry on? Do we want to watch more of this?
I was just thinking, the last time I even saw something that I was interested in that was really long was not even a single series. Was an event, the first Civil War. After that, you had One More Day and everything went to shit. So basically, Civil War was the last huge event that I remember was actually worth reading.
All right, and I like Turk Longwell's comment here. And guys, I'm gonna have you guys be the line because Mr. Christian here gave me $5, and now I need to listen to him since he gave me 5. So go ahead, carry conversation. I'll be right back. I should be back like in a minute.
Sounds
Okay,
good, brother.
I saw One Piece around. Okay, One Piece is really, really good, and I mean extremely good if you have the time. Why? Because it's really long. And if you are reading the manga, it's really long. The anime is even more because it has a lot of fillers. So I'm at 728 episodes.
Wow.
And I'm missing like 200 something.
I probably told you this before, Pablo, but now I've got 3 people on my ass for One Piece. My son's favorite thing in life is One Piece. He loves the manga the most, and he's up to speed on it. That's how you gotta be a fanatic to be up to speed. In other words,
okay,
reading
I will tell you,
and the anime as well. And now now Ironcaster's on me because he never leaves me alone, my son, about it. And now I got two other guys doing it to me. Just let you know.
I will tell you that series has a lot of heart, and some of the characters are incredible. Monkey D. Luffy is this kid that wanted to be a pirate. Then he, a small spoiler ahead, he eats a fruit that actually gives him powers to become rubber. So he can stretch at any length and everything. But the backlash to that is that he can no longer swim. So his life as a pirate, dead.
Yes.
Instead of just giving up, he decides to become not only a pirate, the biggest pirate of all, the king of the pirates, and find the treasure of basically the old king of all pirates, the One Piece. So he dares to go to the sea, to a world that will kill him at any moment because he wants to be that. Okay, that is the way you actually handle a character. If you are gonna get a huge story, you keep an arc for the main character that actually makes him stronger and gives him something every single time. And having that goal is the way you can actually move. So One Piece does that perfectly. Every single time they meet someone, is going for the One Piece also. Or
oh my god, what happened while I left?
I have to take my eyes off the screen. It's making me sick. I hear you, Pablo. No, look, believe me, dude. There's nobody that loves that thing on this planet more than my son. I mean, he reads it every week. That's how up to speed he is on it. And he says the manga's even better than the anime.
Yeah, and characters, Roronoa Zoro, incredible. Even I don't want to spoil, but there's some character. That's the problem. If I spoil something, for example, there's an arc where everybody's a toy, that everybody's turned into a toy, and there's a lot of blood and a lot of gore and some incredible fights, and it's a hype kind of manga and a hype kind of anime.
There's a One Piece amusement park over there, and
yes.
To Christian DeLore, cheers. Cheers to you, sir.
Love that glass.
Thank you. This is awesome, a great glass. I love this glass so much.
Frank Runner, Dr. Strange.
Oh, so good. Anyways, carry on, guys.
I'll take that away.
That's killing me.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So, put the glass back up there.
There's a problem when I'm better than Tom Taylor. Man, I never thought we'd think so.
When I'd rather look at a glass.
I just thought about something. If you want some representation, you have seen the Rocky Picture horror show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's a character on One Piece that is based on the Doctor, and he's literally a transsexual from the island of transsexuals. And one of the characters go to train in the island of transsexuals and learns how to basically fly to avoid being molested by the people there.
He will punch a robot. That's all those things are part.
It's a great
Pablo,
series.
Yeah, Pablo, you have just because of your words and your articulation of the series, I am on board now. I'm going to go check it out. So thank you.
Oh, look at that.
It sounds awesome, man. Yeah.
It's huge, dude. I mean, look, it's been going for a long, long time. And that author's, he's had health issues and stuff, but the people, it still comes out almost every week. new chapter, and it's just gigantic over there and here.
Of Superman, and this.
I think there's one more piece.
Look at that, guys. She conceded. Wow. I mean, she's always making sense to begin with, but she's making even more sense.
Probably true because there are a lot of hot chicks in One Piece. So yeah.
Oh, Nami. Oh no, yeah. There's a lot of great characters, female characters with, let's say, huge proportions. So that part is really good on the.
I'm just not a manga guy. I'm not really big into the manga and the anime.
Makini.
I respect it.
Cheers, Makini. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you in here.
32 multiverses of Nick Wise.
Oh, I know that. No, Makini is awesome.
Not 52 like in DC.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, 32 is better than 52. So.
I'm so sick of the number 52.
Oh, I know, right? Like right now, the number has one good use on a planet, and that's just Gary being 52, and that's it.
That's true, Gary.
That's it, though. But that's it. There's nothing else right now.
He's a youngster compared to me.
That Gary. Oh, that Gary.
We all love Gary.
I'm so proud of it. Yes. Oh, we all do. Hail to Gary, and it was awesome to see him on something like Timcast. Because seriously, at one point there was like 35 or 36,000 listening in on that. So that was awesome to see him. Like obviously the FNT presence was very strong on that. It's just cool to see because. He's going to get a lot of new faces coming to FNT off of that. For sure he is. Like, I guarantee that. And Ironcaster here says, Universe 33 is the one where Nick is in the top right corner for this stream. And then, oh, yes, D-Bud. I can second what D-Bud says right here about the Time Warp. I've watched around 3 or 4 of them now, and I really love these videos. And obviously, you guys know Clobber Time's on here. If you don't,
thank you.
I don't know what you're doing not watching those because seriously, it was.
They're nothing. They're nothing to it.
Oh, stop!
Thanks, D-Bud. Appreciate that, buddy.
And then, if I had to go 25 for most, the last one I could think of was Jeff Johns' Teen Titans. I like that Teen Titans run. I did. I mean, that could just be a me thing, but I really enjoy that run. But I'm going to have to say Green Lantern tops it even more so because that Green Lantern run was so freaking good.
It brought us Sinister War. It brought us Blackest Night. It brought us Ethan Van Sciver. I mean, that whole thing.
I like so those. Well, I like the Sinister War. Blackest Night kind of ran thin with me, and that was kind of one of the things that started chasing me away before the Screw 52 put the nail in because I was getting sick of all those events. Brightest Day must have lasted over a freaking year, and I'm so dumb. I bought every damn every one of the crossovers with it.
There's an omnibus just for the separate crossover comic book. So there's like a Blackest Night where it collects just the Green Lantern titles, and then there's like an omnibus of like all the other titles that tied in with Blackest Night. Yeah, there are a lot of them. So
it was just crazy. And then right after that, Brightest Day. I'm like, oh, good Lord. Can we just have stories, please? Do we have to have events and crossovers? You're really killing me because they were making some pretty good comics there for a while in the early 2000s. Marvel wasn't, but DC was.
Yeah. You know what's interesting too is I can't really think of the last time I saw a headline for a crossover or like for a story event or a character event. Like, can you guys think of one? Because mostly now we get titles or we get news articles.
Maybe.
I was gonna say, I'd say Rebirth because here's the thing at the time, Rebirth, and the reason why is because Jeff Johns, like he was actually trying to like communicate with the fans, like. He's one of the guys who admitted that the new 52 was a big mistake, and that's a very rare thing in comics when any writer, artist, colorist, inker will ever admit that they did something wrong. In this, I'd even say this dates back to even the old days. You don't see any of them ever admitting that they did something wrong. And Jeff Johns said, "We made a mistake. Let's try again." And I thought that was cool because his comments were not only rare, but also coming from a guy of his magnitude made it even more exceptional. And the fact that he was like, he wanted to care about legacy again and respect continuity. He wanted, obviously to have the real Wally West in the picture. He wanted to really make DC like what it was known for, and he tried. And then obviously he stepped down, and then Dan Dildo and crew like, okay, we're gonna wipe away everything Jeff did, and it's gonna go. We're gonna forget about it. And
he helped them do it though.
Yeah, do it. He
participated.
He did. No, he did.
Look, dude, John's got me. But after 12 years of being sick of DC and almost buying no DC, after what they did to Hal Jordan with the Parallax trash, when Rebirth, I'm not Rebirth, excuse me. When Green Lantern Rebirth, not Rebirth, Green Lantern Rebirth. When they brought Hal Jordan back and fixed the damage, I was very happy, and I actually bought DC for a number of years until some of the events, and then Screw 52 chased me away.
Oh, I totally get that, man. I mean, yes, the Screw 52 was, well, it was a big screw you to the people who were there for years. Like, I wasn't even like into DC much at the time or understood it. I had just known some very normie level basics, but I could understand at least where people were coming from and how mad they were. I'm like, man, I can't imagine if I was one of those guys. And in some ways, it's kind of a precursor of sorts to what would lead to big media culture like your Doctor Who, Star Wars, and Star Treks, where they said, screw continuity, we're going to do what we want. I feel like it was almost, granted, I know this was probably just a big coincidence, but if anything, it was kind of like the New 52 was a testing ground of sorts to see, okay, we're going to do this on a small level comic books. Let's see what happens if we take on to big media. Obviously, the same personnel are not involved, but I'm sure you can at least see where I'm coming from, where it feels like that in a way. That's all I'm getting with that.
That started the erosion on what means canon for people. So a lot of people went, well, canon doesn't matter because it will be reset at any time and nobody cares. Other people were like, no, I want to keep being there, so I will stop. I will never buy another comic. I don't want to know anything more. And other people were like, let's see where this go. And the attitude that stayed more is, let's see where this go. So when Star Wars came, well, let's see where this go. Yeah, okay, they will try to get Ray-Ban back. They will, and they didn't. And they didn't in all the other stuff. So basically, yeah, it was the beginning of the erosion of the concept of canon, and it because people actually said, well, let's see what will happen. So there were this small opening for people to say, let's see what it happens inside of the companies.
Yes, no. Man, I'm trying to think. Paul, you just say things so good, it's hard to follow you up sometimes. No, don't you be sorry. You know it when you speak. I love it because you're so laid out and thoughtful with what you say. It's like, man, he left me in the dust like that. So it's like, if I'm left in the dust because of Pablo, for me, that's a compliment. So, no, for real. And I see some comments from people who were enjoying the Rebirth stuff. And I was enjoying the Flash as well when it came out. I was really enjoying that, especially that when you had that moment of the bonding. Even though, and I always say I'm always been a pro Barry guy, but I did respect that moment between Barry and Wally for them to be together because it felt like family coming back together for like a reunion. It let me know that things mattered again. So I really respected that aspect. And of course, I respected Superman as well. I was enjoying the Superman book and the Action Comics book. And of course, Super Sons. I'm like, holy God, I'm enjoying these DC books. But then, of course, history happened, and we all know where that went because of guys like Bendis and King. Yeah, Bendis. Like, oh, man.
And Quesada, man.
Oh yeah, he was complicit too. I mean, once he saw he was seeing lots of events, yeah, he was complicit. But I mean, here's the thing though. Let's talk about some boo this man pro one. Nah, dude, Barry Allen. You know why? Because he's about the science. He's a CSI, and you know what? Batman has to respect Barry Allen. That's the best
Barry's the greatest.
Sorry, I love Barry. No. I do like Wally. I do. But Barry is the science. He's the CSI. He's the guy that Batman will even answer to. And that takes a lot when Batman has to answer to someone and respect someone. Like, he'll be like, well, Flash comes from my background. I'm going to talk to him. So,
Wally's Kid Flash, always be Kid Flash to me, but I admit I'm old.
Well, no, I think a lot of people really like Wally right now because they feel like he's been done wrong. Like he's been getting shafted in comics lately. Like in Heroes in Crisis, he was, Tom King made him a murderer and all this stuff.
For fuck's sake, Tom King.
Yeah, and in Rebirth, I think they killed him off, Wally West. So,
I'm
yeah, so
in trouble.
Oh, you'll be good.
Good,
Such
Max,
I think unfortunately, like he's been done pretty bad. But I agree, Clobby. I mean, it's kind of like that same thing. Like Hal Jordan, greatest Green Lantern.
Hal Jordan.
I
love Jay though. I love Jay.
No, Jay's great. I'm not as knowledgeable, but I love him.
I love him.
Yeah.
But I mean, Barry was the one I grew up with. I guess it's kind of the one you grew up with. When I was growing up, it was Wally was Kid Flash, and then they tortured Barry for years just so they could murder him with Crisis and turn the mantle over to Wally, and it always aggravated me. Sorry.
No, don't be, man. I stand by what you say. I think that's
okay. I'm not
what's
really
great.
sorry anyway. I was
going to say, yeah.
Figure of speech. I don't mind Wally. Just Barry is the greatest.
Yeah, no, I like Wally. I really do. It's just I prefer Barry Allen more. That's just where I am.
But if it makes you feel any better, you have your ultimate revenge on me because they spent forever the past 30 years destroying Barry and ruining him and making him and like that idiotic retcon on his origin where with Reverse Flash murdering his mother and all that horse crap. So anyway, so you get the last laugh on me. They really destroyed Barry for me. So there you go. Laugh away.
Isn't it a paradox?
Laugh it up. What's that?
That should be a paradox.
It's crap, is what it is. Why does every single character have to have the same damn tragic origin of Bruce Wayne and Peter Parker?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That maybe warrants a good discussion. No, absolutely. Hold that thought because that's a really, really good one. What's up, Deadman Walking 55? How you doing?
Deadman.
And then the Islington girl for $2 says, "Can't wait for Toxic Tuesday." You know what, Islington girl? I can't wait for Toxic Tuesday. The fact that we're gonna have George Molo and Tom Connors on, and of course a lot of our usual suspects. And we're gonna talk Beverly Hills Cop. It is gonna be a red hot panel Tuesday night. It's gonna be a huge one. Oh, it's so good.
Love it. Cool.
So good. So when I did that announcement, people were like, "Oh my god, that's gonna be huge!" And having Tom and George on there, it's good, and they're excited too. So it's just like we're at the bar, like contain our energy for that one. Like
great choice. Dude.
Oh no, that's good. That's good. Right? How can you go wrong with Eddie Murphy? You really
can. Actually, you actually can.
Ooh, which one?
Well, I mean Eddie Murphy in general, he's made some pretty bad movies. I mean, you ever see Pluto Nash?
Yes, it's retarded, but I enjoy it for how retarded it is. I'll concede that's retarded.
That's what you're looking for, that it delivers on the retarded quotient. Yeah.
It does.
I love Beverly Hills Cop. Well, of course, Beverly Hills Cop 2 wasn't really nearly as good as the first one, and the third one, but he's still great.
Oh yeah, but. God, where do we leave? Oh yeah, go ahead. No, go back in you had a thought, Clobby. Do you remember?
I did. Of what? Nah, I don't have thoughts. They just like little bitty, tiny little things that pop there. You can't really call them thoughts so much. They're just sort of like little glimmers, and they go away very quickly because I'm old. I can only remember old stuff. Now my short-term memory really sucks, and so does my short-term memory.
That was good. I see what you did there.
What day is this?
I guess you kind of what was it? There was a show I just watched the other day, and he said, what the happiest planet or the happiest animal on the planet is a goldfish because he only has a 10-second memory. And for some of these comics, I think you kind of really have to have a 10-second memory to still enjoy this hobby.
You really do. Well,
Goldfishes
you do.
have a wonderful memory. They can remember a face for years.
Oh, really?
Meanwhile, comic book artists now, they do have 10 seconds memory.
Yeah, and they do it
All
all on
right.
computers. So,
Guys,
it's Superman time.
all right, this is gonna be a fun one. Glinter coming in hot for $5 says, "I'm curious, what are the panel's favorite origin stories?" And I'm gonna let
That's a good
Clobberin
question.
start with. Thank you, Glinter. That's an awesome question. Clobberin, why don't you tell us? Why don't you give, I don't know, 2 of them favorite origin stories? Shoot.
I've never pondered that. Have you? I've never pondered it.
I have.
Anyone here?
I have.
You've had okay. Well, all right, Mr. Smarty Pants.
I
What
want to
you
hear
got,
this.
Duncan? You know, if I had to just pick one, and again, I guess if I thought about it, maybe I would change it to something else. But it's a low hanging fruit to go with Superman's or Batman's. Those are probably the two, the prototypes, the great ones. But I love Peter Parker's origin. I love Spider-Man's origin. That might be. That's a true blue origin story. A lot of characters don't have much of an origin arc. They all have it, but as far as the epic ones that Superman and Batman have, so I'm gonna go with Peter Parker. If I have to pull one, I'm purposely excluding myself from doing the 2 easy ones, Batman and Superman. And my other one is, of course, my favorite character of all time, Ben Grimm, the ever-loving blue-eyed thing, because he had an extraordinary arc where, yes, he's this big man on campus, this big jet pilot, war hero, and all this stuff. He is he goes up into space, comes down as an ugly rock monster, and an outcast, and walks that abyss of usually when people are turned into a monster in that kind of fiction, or at least physically a monster, they act like one. He remained a hero, remained and developed and got used to being the Thing. Of course, he didn't like it, especially at first, and so I would have to say that the Thing. But again, of course I would. Captain America has a great one.
Yes, he does.
Billy Batson.
There's a lot of good ones. Yeah, there's so many good ones.
I've never thought which would be. I've never thought about picking the best origins. That's an interesting question.
Right. Go ahead, Max.
Oh, sorry. No, I love that, Clobby. I mean, to put Ben Grimm in that, like, to categorize him that way is as a monster with a hero's character, a hero's morality, a hero's virtue.
That's never been done before.
Right, exactly, and I love that. It would have been so easy for him to turn into a monster, right? Like his soul, his spirit, his character, all that stuff, and yet he refuses that life. And I've never really thought about it that way. So
in the early issues, he was really scary and angry and wanted to kill Reed a couple times, and it took a while for him to get out of it too. So
he tries to
abyss,
he tries to kill Surfer because he's insecure that Surfer's gonna that his I'm blanking on her name,
Alicia,
that she's in love with Surfer, and he's so insecure that he wants to kill Surfer the first time he even meets him. So. But
that was the second time, but you're right. 55, you're right, man.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a little insecure, and he was a hothead.
But he's a lovable hothead, so I think that's why we all love him.
Glinster gets points for asking one of the most interesting comic questions.
I know.
I've never been asked that before.
That's so seriously, Glinster. Thank you for that $5, and thank you even more for that question. We'll continue answering that. Max, where would you stand?
Well, I think that's a great segue because I would probably say Silver Surfer.
That is great.
I think a lot of people in chat have been nailing it. It's so tragic, but he sacrifices himself for his entire planet, and he does so willingly. And now he's burdened with this, journey of I will always forever be alone as the century of the spaceways.
Love it.
And it's dark, it's gritty, but it's soulful, and you feel for him, and that he will never find peace. He'll never be with Shalabal again. He'll never have his planet back. But he knows that what he did was right, and he will forever explore the spaceways until he is no longer the Herald. And so it's like beautifully tragic in a way. So
it is
I
beautiful.
think, So I think Surfer, and then my second would probably be Wolverine because he has multiple origin stories because of how many times wiped his memory, or how many times, how many wars he's lived through. And I think just having him, the damage of the PTSD and the mental dysentery that happens, like whenever he goes through the Weapon X transformation, that's what truly makes him into this. Am I an animal or am I a human? Am I this rage, filled horrible monster, or do I have these human qualities? Do I care for people? And am I always going to stick up for the little guy because I'm the best at what I do? You know what I mean? So I think he's conflicted internally, and I like that about Wolvie. So
very good. That's a whole show there.
Yeah, I know. I think, you know what?
I mean, the origin topic in general. Yeah.
No, I'm glad, because D Bud Martin gave me an idea, and because of the idea, also hail to TC and Zax in the chat. I see you guys. What's up? What's up?
And I agree with TC, by the way. That was a great thing arc when he lost his powers with the exosuit and Luke Cage. I love that.
Next week we'll do a heroes and villains. That'll be our topic for next week. We'll make it fun. We'll do heroes and villains, top 2 of each for all the panels. So heroes and villains. So you have up to 4 characters.
There you go.
That's gonna be conflicting, but it's gonna be a fun panel. And before we go on to Pablo here, Mr. Grant Gregory comes in hot again for 169. Says, question for the panel: which DC character would you make a permanent fixture in the Marvel MC universe, and why? Before we answer that, we'll let Pablo answer his question, and then we'll answer this one. And thank you for the 169. So Pablo, favorite origin story from Blitzer?
For comic books, or can I choose anything?
Do you know what? Dude,
let's go
ahead.
comic
Go
books.
ahead.
I will go first of all, Hellboy.
Okay,
let's be honest. Most of the superheroes kind of have a reason to be good. Hellboy, literally, he begins in this world being a demon, right? He's brought to this world, by chance, he's kept as a good guy. He is not. He doesn't really have this reason, and when he actually is faced with the realization that he might rule hell at one moment, he actually goes like, "No, that's not me. I don't want it." But it's not like he's not. Oh, no, that will be terrible. That's a sacrifice. Not. He's like, no, that will be boring. Right? So that's a good way to handle that kind of character. So I love that. I love Hellboy. After that, I may actually go with B from Vendetta. Because,
nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he actually doesn't only have a reason or a goal. He does everything that he started planning from the moment he got free. He wants his revenge. He wants to kill everybody. And in the movie, he does something. In the books, he actually does that at the beginning of the book, and the rest of the book is a complete different plot. And that plot is wonderful because he's not only trying to make people realize where they are, he's actually trying to give them the option to stay there. If they really wanted, they could stay there. But he knows that they don't. He knows that in the bottom, everybody craves freedom, and that's wonderful. That's a point of view that you don't get in a lot of superheroes, because normally they are the ones to try to save everyone. In this day, B needs people to actually realize what is going on and to take a stand if he actually wants to succeed. So it's a different concept.
No, dude, a different concept, but once again, well said. And D-Bud right here, seconding, like, seriously, Pablo always has such unique opinion. He really makes me think differently about things. Does he, right? Does he not? This is why Pablo always has such great takes on here. It's like, it's so worth it because what he elaborates, he's so thorough by it. It's great. You can listen to this guy talk all day. It's great.
It's awesome. Yeah.
So I love having you on, Pablo. You've been, dare I say, essential to this panel. So Yes. I'm just giving him a lot of romantic love right now. But now, lastly but not least, so I will for tonight, I'll answer 2, and then for next week's topic panel, I'll answer differently just for conversation's sake. But I'm gonna go obviously with Peter Parker. I mean the concept of power and responsibility. Without Uncle Ben's death, his origin is nothing. At least like Superman could still have powers if he didn't get sent to Krypton. Obviously, he wouldn't have them for the same use. Obviously, there's a different purpose, and the purpose of embracing humanity while being an alien, whole different thing. The Punisher could still be a badass, even if he didn't have an origin. Sure, he doesn't have the motivation, but he could still shoot the hell out of someone if he needed to. Like, Spider-Man is literally nothing without his origin story because of the incident. And you can make a debate for whether it is or is not played out, neither here nor there. It's the fact that without it, he's not Spider-Man. And that is huge for that. Huge. And we have, the concept is what basically is the story of his life, because he's either trying to be the hero power, but then he's also trying to manage day-to-day life, responsibility. So his life-to-life juggle is power and responsibility in a nutshell. So I see that, and in some ways, he always does live out his origin story in degrees if you break it down and think about it like that. And then I'm going to have to give, of course, one for Mr. Matt Murdock, because the fact that you have a man as a boy who had the toxins, he was exposed to, the chemicals, the toxins, whatever you want to call it, and it did the damage to his eyes, but it escalated his other senses to the skyrocketing point that it did, and it got him to learn with stick and training, and he had to learn how to use his other senses as a weapon and his defense and his way of life, and made him to a top level, god tier level ninja, basically. And that's such a cool concept. And the cool when you think, oh, there's a hero that's blind, that's really cool when you think about it. Wow, that's a really cool idea. Like, it's of course Daredevil is just like a, once again, god tier endless level of great stories. Like it's, I love that Matt Murdock story, and it's something. And of course, you can even connect his dad's origins to it too. Battling Jack Murdock, because that's what it was. Not Jack the Devil Murdock, is Battling Jack Murdock,
right,
from the original comics. So I love that Daredevil story, and he's got, once again, another suit that became timeless. Even though he started off with the yellow and bronze, you want to call that, Klobby? Yellow and bronze, maybe.
What kind of yellow and dark red?
Yeah.
Bill Everett costume. Wally Wood changed it to red in issue number 7.
Oh, it was an Everett thing. Okay.
You know that Miller retroactively put in all the stick stuff later.
Oh, yeah, of course.
18 years later. I mean, it was originally with him.
No, TC. I mean, hey, I'm not going to dispute anything. I'm not disputing anything.
One of the greatest comics ever written, and Miller's never topped Born Again, in my opinion. And the best thing about it is Mazzucchelli the art, so Miller didn't have to draw it.
Okay, let me look at this again from Mr. Grankberg. Which DC character would you make a permanent fixture of Marvel Universe and why? So, okay, I'm not gonna answer Batman because most people, for me, that's the normie one. If I had to do one, oh boy, that's actually more complicated than I thought. Here's a question. Which DC character would you make a permanent fixture in the Marvel Universe and why? That's a good question too. Right?
Booster Gold.
Ooh,
Booster Gold.
okay.
Ooh,
why? I want to hear what Pablo's got to say about Booster Gold.
Dude, Booster Gold is awesome. He literally gets superpowers in the future and goes, "Yeah, future is boring. I might get money in the past." That's his whole reason to be a superhero,
and that sounds like something he would do too.
So he gets here, and what's he is gonna do? Save people? No, get money and get women. That's all he cares about.
Love it.
Yeah.
And Skeets is his wingman.
Yeah, so you can have a Booster Gold with technology from the future, and he meets Tony Stark, and Tony Stark is like, "Man, you should try to do something with this, or you can give me money."
Oh,
He's he,
Yeah.
oh, look at that.
That's a good one.
Brainiac. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
nice.
Power Girl because she's, well, yeah, way better.
We could do villains. Okay. So Tana.
If you want, yeah, why
Yeah.
not? Let's reach for the stars here. Clobbering, unless Pablo has anything else he wants to add. What do you,
Oh no, only Debut Martinez saying as long as it has Blue Beetle too. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it gotta
put
be
them
blue
both
and
in there.
gold, man.
Make it fun.
Ted Cord.
Wouldn't go. Huh. Yeah.
There you go. Any DC character. All right, Clobbering. He's letting
Okay.
you use your imagination, so run wild, my friend.
Okay. Ambush bug. Just kidding. No
I was like,
even knows what ambush bug-
what?
no one here knows what an ambush bug is, do you?
I just know by name. That's it.
Then I was just kidding anyway.
I know Forager.
Yeah, well, it's a Kirby character there.
Yep.
Okay. I just had to mention Ambush Bug because he never gets mentioned ever. Wow, dude. I'm gonna go with
Ooh, Iron Cast
somebody
has got a
off.
good one here. That's a good one. That's actually a really good one, Iron Cast. That's a good
Oh,
thought.
So I wasn't even
Iron
thinking
Cast
about
one.
villains. So I don't know, man. I guess I'll go with the Creeper. That's a good. You know what? I'm gonna go. I can't pick one, man. These questions are killing me. I mean,
Maybe,
it's something I never thought about.
maybe Scarface, man. You can get the Scarface with
Yeah.
Kingpin. That will actually be a fun couple.
Ambush Bug first appearance. There you go. That was another
Nice,
DC Comics
DC.
presents. DC Comics presents whatever issue it was. I think. Creeper. They got Ambush Bug and Creeper keep coming up. I love Creeper. Everyone's shot with the Urban. Let's see. Oh my goodness. How about Johnny DC? Again, only an Ambush Bug fan would get that one. All right. I don't know. Max, go. I need to think of it, man. You probably have it.
Okay, yeah,
I
Max,
can't
go
even think
for it.
of one. There's so many. I've never thought about these questions. Are killing me today.
I would either I think Green Lantern does a really good job of staying in DC universe because of the Green
Yes.
Lantern core. So I can't say Green Lantern. I would say if I could pick like a duo, I would have Green Arrow and Black Canary so that they could face Hawkeye and Black Widow. And I think that would because I love Black Canary. I think she is fantastic, and her relationship with Green Arrow as well is just like, it's classic. So I think both of them would do really well. I think they would honestly show up Hawkeye and Black Widow. I think they would absolutely demolish them. Yeah. So that would probably be my pick. My other one might have been Hawkman and Hawkgirl, but like I said, I think they fit too well in the DC universe.
They do. They really do. I agree with Max. I'm going to have to go with the Green Arrow. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's love for Black Canary well, but I love the idea of a conversation between Oliver Queen, Tony Stark, and Stephen Strange in a room, because you got a bunch of hotheads in the room, and they're going all want their idea to be heard, and Oliver just adds a hot take to the conversation. And he's once again he'll be another billionaire who's got the gadgets and who's gonna know. He's Oliver Queen's a perfect hothead, so I'm just like, oh man, I see him making for great comics with Stark and Strange, and because you got one guy who relies on the other guy relies on magic, and he's relying just on his gadgets, and he's just like, whoa. You guys need to chill out here. I got the best take, not you guys. So he would add a great dynamics, and it would also be cool to see how I feel like a guy like Green Arrow with how smart he is and how tech he is. I feel like he would fit right in line with the Marvel Universe. He'd be great for team ups with Spider-Man. He'd be great for team ups with Daredevil. Like he would have great team ups. I'd see him doing a team up with Captain America. I see a lot of good team ups there as well. So it would definitely have to be the Green Arrow. And if Clobby's got one, I got one. Oh yeah, go for it.
By the way, I like the way TC thinks. Captain Comet, that's a good one there. Man, TC, love it. I love Captain Comet. You know what? I almost went with the Spectre because he's so powerful.
Nice.
I'm going to go way off the plantation because I love the Legion so much. And I'm going to go with Wildfire, one of my all-time favorite Legionnaires. He is pure energy. He has a very sad, very tragic very Marvel type backstory. Really, he was this guy, kind of a just like a jock who was trying to get close to a girl that ended up leading to the accident that turned him into pure energy, and he lives in this containment suit, and ended up saving the Legion and falling in love with the unbelievably gorgeous Dawnstar, and yet they can never have anything because he is just energy inside that suit. A very tragic Marvel type of an origin type of character, and he would fit in well because he is a hothead. For those who are not familiar with Wildfire, he's the outside of Superboy and Mon-El. He's my favorite Legionnaire, and so I don't know. I just wanted to pick one way off the base.
No, dude, hell yeah, that was awesome. Thank you, Clobberin. All right, Mr. Turk Longwell for 173 says, I grew up on Batman, the animated series, and X-Men. I was always a Joker guy, even over Batman. Question for all today or never for next time. If you were to be a villain, who and why? Fun show tonight, y'all. Oh, wow. We got another hot question coming in. So, okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and we got David Sura saying a question for the path through Australia Island to take one full comic one. Which do you want? Can we answer one quickly or no? For David Serta here, do we got this, guys, or no?
Yep.
We have to. Yeah, go ahead, Pablo.
Okay, I should have said, but I will go. But yeah, I want to think about if you are stranded on an island and you can have a comic book run. I might go for the Strange Tales, complete Strange Tales.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Directly.
all
The
over
art
the
is
place.
amazing. There's some really good stories, and let's be honest, I can just spend the whole day watching the art. So there you go.
It's all over the place,
Nice.
dude. You'll get a lot of different variety there, including some early Thing and Torch, some Doc Strange. Some,
Exactly. Yep.
there you go.
I like that. That's good.
Max.
I was looking at my at some of my omnis because I was like, man, I'm trying to think of a complete run. I would probably I'm gonna go
right.
yeah. I'm honestly I'm just gonna go with a very basic one here, and that's probably Claremont's X-Men.
Okay.
It's basic,
Nice.
everyone would probably say it, but I think it's just because that's how I remember reading comics as a kid. And so if I could have that same nostalgia on a desert island or whatever, awesome. And it's such a long run, and it's just so
It is.
sure, why not? For
Get ready to be shocked. You ready to be shocked?
Yes, let's hear it.
No one will be shocked.
Clone
I mean, if
Saga.
I'm picking run, it'll be, of course, how'd you get it? Damn it, Pablo. Kirby's FF run, all 102
Nice.
issues of it. I mean, yeah, I mean,
Perfect.
again, I'm having to choose, a run can mean anything. I mean, creative team run on it or something like that. And, yeah, I mean, if I'm on that island, I get my favorite comic book group, my favorite comic of all time, and my favorite artist. Yeah, there you go.
it may be near perfect. I mean, it really is the classic. I mean,
Yeah,
I can't find flaws. Yeah.
Max and everyone, they maybe 4 or 5 months, 8 months ago, whatever it was. I forgot it was CBR. Forgive me, I looked at it anyway. They did a poll. I forgot where they got it from. It was top 100 all-time comic book runs. Again, a run can mean writer, artist, team, that kind of stuff. Claremont X-Men, like you mentioned, or whatever, or Dark Phoenix, whatever. And I went down the whole list, and some of them just are mind-boggling how they don't belong there at all. But that will be an interesting thing for us to take apart one of these days. Because I've already done it myself. But
we should. Something to think about, Clubby.
Yeah, you'll have to put that in the private chat or send it on on Twitter or
I'll
something.
dig it-
I'd
I'll
love
dig
to
it
take
up.
it. Yeah, I'd love to take a look at that.
Please. I'd love to. All right, well, I'm going to be simple here. Oh, man. I'm going to have to go with... This is going to be pretty predictable. So if I could do 3, I'd probably see Daredevil, Miller, and then I'd say, Lee, Kirby, Fantastic Four, but number 1 would definitely have to be the original Spider-Man run of Lee and Ditko. That original Spider-Man run. I mean, I can't say it was the best run, but it introduced a lot of definitive characters that would consume my life for years to come. Versus Fantastic Four came very close. Spider-Man just had that little extra. But man, I love all those villains that Lee and Ditko got going, and I love the stories. And they have Spider-Man is a character that stuck with me the longest of all the bunch. So I'll go with the Amazing Spider-Man and Turk Longwell to answer your question. And before I do, Mr. TC for 420 says, "Great show and panel. Enjoy comic talk, and thank you, TC." For the 420, appreciate that. And Turk Longwell, you said question for y'all today for next time. If you're gonna be born a villain, who and why? Oh man, who's got one? Who's got one?
If you were born a villain, so if
Born a villain.
okay, born. I will actually go with a villain from manga. Yeah, definitely. I will say I will go with something like All for One. Is the evil guy the previous evil guy on My Hero Academia, and basically his power is he can take any power from anyone, and he can use all those powers combined. So he's basically a mastermind in every single plot that is going on. He has a fight with the most incredible hero that is All Might, and he actually almost killed him. So in that regard, he and the way he actually inspired a whole new level of supervillains once he was defeated, I will say, yeah, All for One from My Hero Academia.
Nice.
All right, Clobberin.
What was the question again?
If you'd be born a villain.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Man, it's tough.
Yeah, right. And why?
Oh my goodness! If I can say who it is, but it would be embarrassed to say why. It'd be too much.
Oh, now you have to. Now you.
The best perverted answer is Plastic Man, but I'm sorry.
Love it.
Oh no, that's great. That's great.
It's a good
Marvel's
reason.
Sandman, that's pretty perverted one too. Hydra Man, that's another one. Good lord. Oh, or I could be like the Redeemable Ant-Man, where I get the remember when he did
Eric O'Grady.
Remember when he did the Carol Danvers? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But they're villains. See, that's what I'm saying. He's sort of a villain, so you get to do all kind of evil crap because you're the villain.
Oh yeah.
But I can't do it because I love superheroes too much. So oh, I don't know. Let's see. I would want to be Dr. Victor Von Doom.
Oh,
That was mine. That was mine.
Oh,
Magic
well then you guys can
technology.
both have two different whys. So let's hear Clobberin's why.
Oh, there has to be a reason. I don't know. Just because I'd be too much of a nice guy, so it's tough for me to relate to him. But I've had my own country. It's easier to be the villain who's so full of himself he doesn't think he's the villain. And you can't just be. They can't just run you in and put you in Blackgate Prison or Arkham Asylum because you have a diplomatic immunity. So, and he's just got the coolest armor ever.
Right.
Let's just be
Best suit
12-year-olds
ever.
about it. And because Purple Valkyrie would love me because she loves Dr. Doom. That's a good one. Go for it, Max.
Yeah, you said it, Clobby. I can't put it any better than that. I think he's a mastermind. I think that he is one of the all-time greats, and he is just he's got to be up there. So I think Doom, and he's one of the most intelligent. Like if you get a good writer on Doom, he can be one of the most intelligent and dangerous people in the world.
Everyone's scared of him. Everyone's scared of him too.
Yeah, and like you said, he thinks that he's doing the right thing, which is even scarier.
Yeah, he does not think he's the villain.
Right. So, but he is just classic villain status. So I think I would probably go with that one as well. But
indeed.
All right. Shout out to Awesome One. Have a great evening. Thank you for hanging out as extensively as you did, and a big shout out to Rough Girl What's up, party people? Nice to see you, Rough Girl. How
Hey.
you doing? Appreciate
Rough
you
Girl.
jumping in here. God, let me answer this question. So I'm gonna purposefully not answer Doctor Doom, even though I want to, just to break it up a bit. But it's tough because Doom is just that damn good.
Yeah.
No, like for real. Doom is just like freaking definitive. He really is like a perfect villain. If I had to pick a villain, I'm gonna go with Mysterio just because I love theatrics.
Ooh,
Love the
yeah.
I would love to if I'm gonna get after someone, I want to get the best of them. I'm gonna play with their minds and their imagination and have them question things. I wanna have that ability. Is it real? Is it not? Is it not? I want to have that ability. And of course, the suit's badass, and you can't have Mysterio without a good old fishbowl dome on top of your head and a great purple cape. I mean, he rocks green and purple so awesome. So I'm going to have to go with Mysterio for my pick. Man, that was a fun one. That was a really fun one. No, for real. But guys, TC, Turk Longwell, Grant Gregory, Glenn, you guys, and everyone else, David Serta, you guys are killing it with these questions. And I think where'd he go? Liger fan. We're
TMF.
right here. I'm fading night party people. Hey, good night to you, Liger fan. Thanks for
man.
hanging out. Appreciate it. And
Take it easy, man.
Toxic Man Flew here. I was the writer on show called Dude Scott. You would be surprised how hard it is to spell sex.
Oh boy.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my.
Toxic Man Flew. You
Bad.
are
Bad.
Yeah, he is the hero of YouTube, like for real. And what's up, Bonzo, Mr. Big Afford Entertainment, who was a great channel, by the way. Check out my buddy Onzo here, great man. I gotta get back on with him soon. Talk seriously, this comment. You look at the comment like this is so ridiculous, but it's so good. No, I know, right? See. He does win the comment section. It's if there's anytime who he has competition, it's probably when it's either Jaffo or Terminus S. Terminus S. Anyone knows what Terminus S is? That's another high competitor. Yeah, Anzo, if you want to come on next week, I think you're on Eastern time because you're in Canada. I start at 9 on Central time, so that would be 10. Just I'll send you the link and you can come on next week and you can talk comic books with us, man. That'd be great. Be glad to have you on. Be a privilege.
I will just say, blame Canada, blame Canada.
Oh God, no, no. I just Mysterio's a badass suit, and man, we've got a lot. My mind's just sorry. My mom's still like, well, we've had a lot of killer questions, but we're gonna answer one fun one related to Superman.
Yeah.
Best besides Christopher Reeve, we gotta answer a challenger because we already know Christopher Reeve is definitive from Superman. Besides Christopher Reeve, guys, what's your favorite animation or live take on Superman that isn't Christopher Reeve?
Ooh, animation. That
live or animation.
Yeah.
Pick one.
We are lucky that you didn't say video games because everyone will have chosen Superman 64, obviously. Oh, man. I will actually go with Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill is a great Superman. My issue is that he's the only Superman without a Superman movie.
I'll give you that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, he is a Superman without a movie. That you're Greg you're posting out.
Yep.
I was gonna say Nicolas Cage, but whoa.
Oh, that.
Oh no,
that suit is amazing.
Cool.
The long hair, man.
Anzo, you're in next week. It's gonna be great. And then D Bud here says Flesher. Okay. Yeah. Badass choice. And Ironcaster here with Flesher as well.
Flesher,
and then Head Toxic says Terminus S, Jaffo, Mr. Tickle Trunk, the Islington Girl, Stone Cold Gary. Yeah, they're all awesome ones in the comics division. You only have Parkhurst. That yelling at Parker's panel is always a great time on Monday night. Wish we had the best chat because they help us get through some of the most serious, craziest topics ever. And Terminus says, "Big Dick Drew." I hate that. The truth. Matt Damon. All right. Clobbering, favorite Superman live or animated adaptation that's not Christopher Reeve.
It's tough because I love the George Reeves Superman series, Adventures of Superman series that I grew up loving and stuff. But I probably have to go with the Fleischer cartoons of the 40s that a couple mentioned already. Deep Bud and Ironcaster mentioned. Those are brilliant. Those are extraordinary animation. As much as I love the Bruce Timm one, it took me a long time to warm up to it because I do like that show, but he was way too much of a wimp too often. Terribly characterized, and just in his wimpiness, there were some good stories, and I like it. So much so that even that jerk though he is, Alex Ross got on to Bruce Timm and said, "Would you please stop making Superman such a wimp?" And so just so ridiculous, even though it was a good show. So yeah, Fleischer cartoons from the 40s are just fantastic. I mean, tough to compare animation with live action, but yeah, that's what I do.
No. That's it. Max, have at it, man.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It's weird because they're like bits and pieces of like each little Superman that I would, if I could take all of those and put them into like one, I would probably have that as a definitive. Because you have Lois and Clark, Dean Cain, and then you have the most recent Superman and Lois, right? And the essence of that one, like if I could get the mood of that one. Oh gosh.
Superman and Lois was the perfect story for Cavill. I will tell you that. If they
interesting.
He was perfect for that role. He was perfect for that kind of story of him actually being a father and showing that side. Also, we know a lot of ovaries will have exploded. So, just saying.
And I think the script writing is good on that one as well because you have that first, and I don't know the actor's name, so I apologize, but that one of those first scenes where he's got the classic Superman outfit with like the black and red.
Yeah, Tyler Hoechlin.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
and that's great.
And the guy goes, nice costume or whatever. He goes, thanks, my mom made it. That's like
that
it's
scene
just
got me, man.
Right, and it's so classic and like that. It just like it brings like a tear to your eye, and because that they're not trying to just do a little Easter egg or key jangling. They're actually trying to respect like a lot of the source material and bring a lot of that in with that Superman. So I do like his portrayal of that and just how he respected that line and how he said it was just so perfect. So I do like his portrayal, but I think I got to agree with was it Pablo who said Henry Cavill?
Yep.
Is that you, Pablo? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I gotta agree with you, brother, because he's just got the look, he's got the voice, he's got the character for it. But yeah.
All right. I'm gonna answer this, and then yes, Turk Longwell, that was a call out, and yes, the move will be taken. Yeah, I know he's egging me on here. Hey, Glitzer, I heard Nick Cage want to play Superman. No, thanks.
Glenzer,
okay,
watch that documentary, whatever, or what was it?
I keep saying the long hair and the suit were epic. The face is the only thing that doesn't sell me.
No votes for poor Kirk Allen, the first live action Superman.
I love them. I love those serials. I met Kirk Allen once. Great guy.
Oh,
wow, that's cool.
Whoa, wow,
really nice man.
Yeah.
In fact, he was selling those VHSs. And I got to hang out with him at a con in 1988, and I bought them from him.
That's cool.
Those serials are really great.
That's awesome.
Okay. If it came down to voice, I would say Tim Daly, but the one thing that does hold it back was some of the episodes where he did get held down power base wise. So I'm going to go for my definitive take that isn't Christopher Reeve. I still haven't finished Lois and Clark yet. So, not Lois and Clark, Superman and Lois. There is a difference. I'm going to go with the Fleischer cartoons because I feel like they got the fighting style well, but also really nailed the vibe, obviously, at the time well for obvious reasons. But I feel like the animation, actually, I will make an argument that the animation aged really well. I really love the animation style of that. I watch it now. I'm like, you could stand this shit up with today's animation. Seriously, it's so good.
Yes,
And I've showed it to people. I'm like, oh, hey, why did I overlook this? Hey, I don't know, Boo Boo. Why'd you do that? Why'd you overlook this shit, Boo Boo? You should have told Mr. Ranger about that. You should have done that. So that's where I am at for that. And Mr. Toxic Man Flu here for $10 says, the worst Superman I saw was Brokeback Fortress of Solitude. Brokeback Fortress of Solitude. Definitely not kid-friendly material.
Oh, no.
Thank you for the $10. And yes, Turk, you've been noted. Yes, I'm going to do it as you wish. All right, guys, carry it for a minute.
Batman. You know, we never really did a lot of Superman talk tonight.
I was gonna say, yeah. Do you guys have and we can ask Nick when he gets back, but do you guys have a Superman run, like a comic book run, that is definitive for you guys of what you liked?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go for it, Pablo.
Death of Superman, man. That's something that I still remember how I get into the story. First, I played the Super Nintendo game, and then I got the comic in the way that you get it on Latin America. Don't judge me. But yeah, I actually love that run, man. And something that still I think is a wasted opportunity. No spoilers for Superman and Lois, but is the only time they actually use Steel right. Because in the video game and in the comic, Steel is really important on the story, right? Also, I really like the mullet. I like the black, the black suit and everything. And he had the Kryptonian guns that were badass. So I grew with that image. And then they fucked up with red and blue Superman. So what can I tell? Life isn't fair.
Yeah, I was already dumped the comic way before that came out. I wasn't big into the Death of Superman, but I know it was very popular. But I love, even though it wasn't, I can't really call it a run necessarily, but Alan Moore's 3 brilliant works on Superman that he did. Of course, he did an issue of DC Comics Presents. Then you can get an Alan Moore Superman collection, by the way. It's out there. It's a trade. You can get it where he teams up with Swamp Thing. Then he did Superman Annual number 11 for The Man Who Has Everything, which was, I don't think they did a very good job adapting that on the Justice League cartoon, which I do like that cartoon, but read the comic by he and Dave Gibbons, it's better. And then he ended the gold and silver bronze age Superman right before Byrne's horrible reboot in 86 with a 2-parter called Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. Those are definitive, brilliant masterpieces, Superman stories by Alan Moore. And there are other ones that go farther back that I can name, but those are my favorite Superman stories ever.
Okay, I heard your guys' questions since I got those portable headphones where I get to walk away, so I was able to listen in while you guys were chatting, which is awesome. So I'm going to go.
It wasn't a 3-parter, but it was a 1-parter. DC with Swamp Thing. Sorry about that, Nick. I was just
no. You're good. You're good.
No, Miss Grant said 3-parter, but it was 1. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with one for one-off story of Man of Tomorrow, what happened, and then I'm going to go with
there you go.
I read it only as a one-off, so I don't know because I've only read it as a collected book, and then I'm going to go with just because I'm not as deeply comic book wise as versed in Superman comics. I was a late bloomer of Superman. Besides, when it came to comic books, I should say, as a late bloomer. So as of now, I'm just going to go with the Rebirth Tomasi run because it helped embrace the element of family. I'm looking forward to getting into more deeper runs like Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane, and look at old Superman comics. And I've learned the Rogues Gallery. I've learned to respect it, but I'm just gonna, as far as deep comic runs, I got the normie pick. At least for comic book fans, it's a normie pick. But yeah, obviously, whatever happened to Man Tomorrow is great, and
I love it.
I love.
Max has it right there. Max, you have the more.
Yeah, let's zoom in on that.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, so I don't have the actual hard copies of the floppies, But if you guys want to do the collected edition, this is the hardcover that just came out. You can actually get it on Amazon for not too pricey. Don't go on eBay because they're already pricing these things up. But yeah, it collects the volume reprints of the 2-part Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, from Superman issue 423 and Action Comics 583, as well as the Jungle line, which is Swamp Thing, I believe.
Yep, DC Comics presents. Yeah.
Yep, DC Comics presents number 85, and then for The Man Who Has Everything, from Superman Annual number 11.
That's all there. It's all there.
It's all there. So if you guys want this, definitely check it out because it's a beautiful story and really, really inspiring. So.
All right. Well, now I got checked out. So now I've got a list now. I've got an agenda now to fulfill. Hell yeah, dude. No.
You know whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow, Nick, Alan Moore, before he never came back to the States, but he was at San Diego with the great DC editor, Julius Schwartz, who then handled Superman for many, many years. And he was about to leave. That was the last story. And he walked up to Julius Schwartz and said, "You got to let if you don't let me do the last Superman story before Byrne did his reboot, if you don't let me do the last one, I'm going to kill you."
What?
So, really? And he added my voice, "If you don't let me do that last Superman story, I will kill you." And he said, "Well, not wanting to be accomplice to my own murder, I let him do it." And
Wow.
it was kidding. Moore was a kidder back then, and it's just that story. I was not for the reboot. I don't like the Byrne reboot. I wish it never lived. But if you got to go and you're going to get closure to something, you could not ask for more wonderful closure than whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow, that 2-parter.
Agreed.
Wow.
If something has to end, Moore did it beautifully.
Yeah. You got to end it that way. I agree. And it has one of the most, emotional panels of all time of Superman sitting with Krypto. It still gets me, that full
I love
page.
Krypto.
Dude, I cry every time I see it.
Right? Yeah, because you've never seen Superman that vulnerable. Because that he knows what's coming, and you can just feel that off the page. It's this wide shot, and all these shadows are over him, and Krypto's laying next to him. Whew,
Max, let's review it one night on my show. You want to come on?
I would.
We don't want to spoiler it right here, but we'll do a spoiler review of that if you want to do that story. Because the great Mark C, who was still on with us, unfortunately, we had a plan to do that one amongst others. And if you ever want to, bro, let me know.
Absolutely. Hey, I would be honored. Let's absolutely do it.
All right,
Ooh, I'll listen to that before I get on yelling. I'll listen to that as a fan. I'll be glad to listen to that as a fan. I'll be glad to hang out in the chat, listen to that one. Got my attention. Here I'm on the panel with these guys. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna listen as a fan to this.
People in the chat seem to know what it is, so there you go.
Hell yeah. And they hear, shut up, Pete. Don't mention that panel while I'm cutting.
That's what it is, right? Yeah, I got an onion down here too, so don't worry about me.
It gets me every time.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys. Well, guys, this will be that part. Maybe we'll wrap it up. I usually go 2 hours anyways. That's kind of like my thing here, sometimes 2.5. We'll plug some channels, and I'll start off with the Geek Tropology. That is Pablo, also of Midnight's Edge Espanol. Pablo, plug away, my friend.
Well, my channels are Geek Tropology and Midnight's Edge Espanol. No, but check us out. I will be doing more videos on Geek Tropology as soon as I can. And I want to recommend something, actually. I want to recommend a manga that is called Bakuman. It's the story about a mangaka. So they tell you how the industry works, how the pressures on the industry are. And it's a really lovely story. It has finished, so you can get every single issue. And man, you are going to enjoy it. And if you want to know how the industry works on Japan, that's a really good way to get an approximation without, well, I guess there's no love stories on the actual industry, but nothing is perfect.
That's right. Awesome. Hey, Pablo, dude, thank you. This has been awesome, and you absolutely killed it on here. As always, I say it every week, but the sentiment still remains the same. I appreciate
I
you coming
love
on
it too,
here
man.
every week, coming out here, absolutely, kicking our ass with your great opinions and your thoughts. This is awesome, and I can't wait to do this next week where we get to talk about favorite origins. That's gonna be absolutely killer, man.
Awesome, man.
All right. Have a great evening, and I cannot wait to do this again. And then the legendary Mr. Clobbering Times.
Dude, it was a fantastic night. Great hanging with such great gentlemen and talking one of my favorite things, comics. Appreciate you guys. Tomorrow night, of course, as always, Saturday night Star Trek, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. My wonderful first officer, the amazing Raquel Briggs, and I will review 4 more episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation, our ongoing mission to review all of real Star Trek 66 through 05. And Monday night is Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk. This past week I did the pre-Miller years of Daredevil. I'll probably not this week, but next do the Miller run after that. So this week I may do an open comics, Mark C. Comics Talk for that. And of course, the rest of the week, Global Geek Gang and Clubby's Comics, Clubby's Clubhouse and all that stuff. But thanks for having me, brother. And I hope to see you and Pablo and Max. I don't know if you do daytimes and stuff, but if you ever want to come to the Global Geek Gang, you are welcome, sir.
Hey, yeah, you just let me know whatever time, and I'm there, Clobby. So thank you.
Got it, buddy. Thank you, Nicholas.
Just one thing, Anonymous, can you confirm, was that Mickey? Because if that was Mickey, we should celebrate.
Absolutely.
Oh, and I got my videos, my Spinner Rack Time Machine videos are out there. If anyone likes comics history, or a little bit of that. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Clobberen. It's been
Thank you,
awesome. I can't wait till we do this next week. Next week's going to be fun. I cannot wait.
Indeed.
Yeah, these are always fun, man. Thank you again for having me on. What a great chat and a great panel tonight. The chat was on fire. So thank you guys so much for chiming in. This was cheers, brother. It's always, especially like when comics right now, like everything is against comic book collectors, right? Like you have the publishing companies, like I said, just producing crap and activists, whatever. You have distributors not caring about how the comics are shipped. We're getting, 60 to 70% of all comic books being damaged and on shipment. So there are all these things that are just making you go, why am I still collecting comics? But I think it's this right here. It's this fellowship of guys and girls who continually just want to talk about the things that they love. So I appreciate you guys having me on. You can find me at Maxfield Von Priestley. It's just my full name. And I would love it if you guys sub to the channel. So I'm relatively new and would love you guys to come over. And on Wednesday nights, I always talk about what's kind of going on within the comic book community. And then any comics that you should be collecting, in my opinion, that aren't Marvel and DC. Because sometimes you can kind of feel like, hey, is the only thing out there just Marvel and DC comics? No, there are plenty of good indies and crowdfunding comics that I'll go over on Wednesday nights as well. So as always, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you, MVP. You have been a great asset to this panel. I love your takes as well, and you're fun. You're full of energy. And you're really ambitious, and you're killing it on your channel, and I cannot wait till. I'm assuming you'll hopefully join us next week. If not, let's all get. Oh, you're okay. Well, cool. Cowabunga it is. Next Friday is going to kick some ass. So I'm going to read some comments as well. All right, so this is the beginning. It's going around with you all and Quarter Black Garrett, us small folks getting a network, dude. And Garrett has been very instrumental in that. I'm very happy to call Garrett a friend and a guy who him and I we're not gonna stop working together. Stuff is gonna be in the oven for us cooking. Right now we're a little bit on the preheating phase, but wait till we get really cooking. You guys keep your eyes and ears open. I love this fellowship. Fellowship that is our word now. I love the beep bop boop out of him. Toxic Man Flu says the Saturday show with Clobbering Times with Raquel is awesome. Well, dude, I'm a normie, and I'll listen for 5 minutes because I'm usually being dad or boyfriend that night. I'll listen for like 5 to 10 minutes just to at least listen, throw one comment, chat, and I just on what I hear, I'm like, man, I'm a normie. I don't know anything, but this is awesome hearing these two go at it. So Dude, no, seriously, it's awesome. And guys, thank you to the chat. You've all been killer. And thank you all for all the tips. And more, even better than the tips were all the questions you had. And of course, we got to vent a little bit, but we also got to share and celebrate a lot of awesome stuff as well. From Superman to things that we liked in comics in general. This is what it's about. This is what Friday Night Comic Shop Talk is about. It's about sharing the love and what it was like when we were at shops discussing and debating these things. Now we do it here on YouTube over a bunch of little panels. So I appreciate you guys. This has been absolutely a blast. Next week, we'll be here, same bat time, same bat channel. The topic will be favorite origin stories, 2 heroes, 2 villains, all your usual suspects. And who knows, we'll have a few more like Mr. Anzo as well. Did the sub to Mr. Nick. Oh, dude, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Of course I will. All right, guys. And we're going to close out with some music. Some of you guys know the song by now. And if you don't, you will by the end of the stream. Na 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 na. Hey, hey.